2. Then we start. Black. Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Hope you all are good.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Hope you all are good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
सत श्री अकाल सर.
Huh?
सत श्री अकाल सर.
Okay, so guys, last class we were talking about.
जय सिया राम सर.
Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. We talk about email gateway, right? We understand how we can regulate, we can secure our network from the attack site which are coming using the emails, malware, phishing, spam, right? How we can block it. I hope how we can regulate even what emails internal user can send out, right? We can create the policies also on the email gateway, right? So that is the dynamic list which has been updated by the vendor, right? Categorization. Okay, this sort of emails are belong to phishing category. These sort of email belongs to malware category. These sort of email spam categories, right? Apart from that, we can also create the customized category, right? Based on the text inside the email, right? As well as based on subject line, based on the attachment. If you want certain type of attachment should not be allowed, should be blocked on the email gateway. Only after review, only those emails should be released, right? So you can create such kind of customized category also on the email gateway, right? Apart from that, you can also allow or block anything. That means maybe possible that some kind of attack happened, right? So ransomware attack happened, right? Malware came through email, right? But email gateway does not have the category information. Means email gateway could not identify, could not detect it is a malware email, right? And resulting successfully delivery happened. That means after that investigate, you came to know that this kind of attack happens, right? You came to know there are many user has. Guys, kindly mute your mic, please. So after investigation, you came to know that email has been successfully delivered, and that is the malware email, right? So in that case, email gateway has not blocked it. So you have the option on the email gateway to block it yourself. Particular domain itself you can block, as well as particular email ID also manually you can block on the email gateway. Get a point? Static and dynamic ACL, right? With a static ACL access control list, right? So where you can manually allow or block any email, you can whitelist also. Any email contains everything should be allowed, or any email contains anything should be disallowed, should be blocked, right? That kind of policies you can create. This last time at the last moment of the class, we understand that having the email gateway, even having the email gateway, you can regulate the email traffic, right? But instead of sending some data on the email, they can internal people can upload on the Gmail, on the Hotmail, on the social media, or any of the Google Drive, box.com. Yes or no? Say these are the file share applications such as box.com, pCloud, yes or no, Google Drive. Anybody can upload, right? So no sense of having email gateway. If you are allowing anybody to upload your data to anywhere, your people are having access to all the website. Yes or no? And there might be possible that you understand, right? There are 3 ways of malware to deliver to your network. Is one is using the USB drive, portable media. Another is using web, and other is email gateway, right? Sorry, email. So emails we have, now we secure using secure means not 100%, but we had a security control, right? Unportable media we already blocked. Now next thing is come through web. Yes or no? As of now, all the security devices we have discussed so far does not give the restrictions or regulation over the website what people of your internal user, whichever website they can access, right? Now everybody has the open access. Yes or no? Till now, what we have discussed, we did not talk about the website and all, right? As of now, everybody has the open access, means anybody inside your network can access any of the website. Today's and max tomorrow we'll be finishing off this basic topics. Like today, I think today itself. Firewall, here email gateway.
Thank you, sir.
Email gateway, right? So now, this is the email gateway, right? Now we have to aggregate the traffic, right? There may be possible that for malware delivery using the email, you have the email gateway, right? That means any traffic coming on port number 25 will be regulated, will be filtered out by the email gateway. Yes or no? Now there might be possible that there are phishing website. Yes or no? Sometimes we are accessing some legitimate website also, but they are having some cross-site vulnerabilities. Guys, who is not on mute? Please ensure that you're always in mute. Whenever if you don't have any question, if you have any question, ask me, but after that you have to mute your mic back. So what I was telling is like sometimes you access internet, right? Some website, right? Sometimes legitimate website even you access, sometimes it get redirect to the other website. Yes or no? That website is kind of like a suspicious website. Something has been downloaded. You might have experienced this. Everybody might have experienced this, right? Sometimes you are clicking on some link, some unnecessarily blink pop-ups are there on the website. Pop-ups, right? Once you click on that, let's say you're downloading, some usable software, right? But something is going to download the software. Pop-up. You see the pop-up, right? And you click on pop-up to download software. It redirects to some other website, and from there something else is downloaded, video player, something else is downloaded, right? Why it is being downloaded? Because that particular website is legitimate website, but it is having vulnerability weaknesses that is called as cross-site vulnerabilities. Accesses, cross-site vulnerabilities. In cross-site vulnerability, vulnerability means weaknesses. Cross-site vulnerability, you understand? Vulnerability means when I talk about vulnerability, vulnerability and weaknesses mean vulnerabilities. You're highly vulnerable. Doctors use your body is highly vulnerable, means very sensitive and easy. You may have fever, cold and cough. Vulnerable means weaknesses, right? Weak. Yes or no? So technical word use vulnerability means weaknesses. Vulnerabilities means weaknesses. So what happens is any website, what happens is, चलो मैं क्रॉस साइट स्क्रिप्टिंग थोड़ा सा बता देता हूँ आपको. You know what happens? You see any website, right? You see any website, right? Any website may have cross-site vulnerability. Vulnerability means, let's say you have forms. You have some forms to fill up the information, right? Logging form, or you may have some inquiry forms, right? So what happens is, as per the recommendation, whenever, one moment, whenever anybody should enter anything on the website, it should be validated with the website. What people are entering, it should be validated, right? And it should allow only text, right? Or the required information which have been which has to be filled up here, right? It should not allow any script to enter here. Get in mind? So means user input should be validated before displaying on the website, right? Or before doing anything, user input should be validated what user is entering, right? That is called as sanitization, input sanitization, user input sanitization. Get in mind? So some of the website which do not validate the user input, in that case, attackers or bad people can inject some script such as JavaScript, right? Can inject, instead of adding required information, they can add some script. Get in mind? These websites are not validating the user input, not sanitizing the user input, right? So instead of using tags, username, password, or any entry, attacker can inject the JavaScript. Get in mind? Now, once attacker can inject JavaScript, it can populate on your website, like download video player. You are seeing some website, right, where some pop-ups are coming. Those pop-ups are blinking because they're attracting you to click on that, right? Yes or no? Actual software, when you download, you'll not see that pop-up. Only the website which are infected with cross-site scripting attack. That is called as, this kind of attack is cross-site scripting attack, right? If your website is having such kind of vulnerability, means weakness, right, where it is accepting everything, it's not validating what user is entering, right? Cross-site scripting, that's the reason we call it scripting. Cross-site in the website, scripting is being injected, right? Entered. That's the reason we call it cross-site scripting. So this website is vulnerable for cross-site scripting, and taking the advantage, user has added some script which can be a JavaScript, right? Resulting, he may add anything. So that, cross-site scripting is a client-side attack. Cross-site scripting is a client-side attack, means user-side attack. Means the script that he is entering, right, it will not be stored on the server. It will not be stored on the server actually. It will be stored on the website only. It will impact the user experience. That means when user access the website, that time it will be visible. It will not stored on the server. Get in mind? So you will start seeing some pop-ups. Download this video player, download this one. You will see some link, and then you'll be there, redirect some other link, right? Those are actually because of the cross-site scripting attack, right? Get in mind? That is called as cross-site scripting. To avoid the cross-site scripting attack, you should enable the input validation, input sanitization, user input sanitization to avoid the cross-site scripting attack, right? So you see the pop-ups, right? So whenever, let's say in the company, you are accessing some legitimate website, right? But it has the vulnerability and it has been attacked by the cross-site scripting attack. You might see some pop-ups here. You might end up clicking on those pop-up, and resulting, you might be redirected to the other website. That website is an attacker website from where you might have downloaded something, that means a malware, and your machine has been compromised. Yes or no? Or sometime doing the research on the Google also, right? Instead of accessing the exact website, you might have accessed some malicious website which is similar to the legitimate website. Yes or no? That time also there might be possible that you have downloaded something, some malware, some phishing site it is. You might end up entering some critical information on the phishing website. Yes or no? In that case, you understand that in that case, email gateway will not come in the picture, web will not come in the picture. Yes or no? And email gateway will identify based on the IP address also only, not based on the domain. Because based on IP address, it is difficult to block the website. Why? Because IP address may change. Today, a particular website has this particular IP address. Tomorrow, it may have different. Yes or no? Because just a DNS entry they have to change. SIEM XPERT has this IP today. I may map another IP, remove that IP, and add another IP. SIEM XPERT will be accessible. Yes or no? The blocking based on the IP address is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. Even if you block it also, maybe today it is not accessible, but next time again, attacker has changed the IP and again it is accessible, right? So blocking the website is not a good idea all the time, right? And again, we have to find out the IP address associated with particular domain. Get in mind? In that case, we understand that even though with the firewall, we have the email gateway, we have the WAF also, right? But we cannot regulate it. Still, our network is prone to be attacked by this kind of web attack, web-based attack, where your user may end up entering some critical, some proprietary information, personal information on the malicious website, or may end up downloading some malicious software from those websites, right? So we have to, enable some. We have to, deploy one more layer of security control to ensure the security of our user, security of our system from the web-based attack, right? Which are coming through websites. Get in mind? In this case, which tool we have to deploy? Anybody? In that case, which tool we have to deploy?
Proxy.
Web firewall.
Proxy.
Sir, DKIM.
WAF.
DKIM, sir, DKIM.
Web,
DKIM.
huh?
DKIM.
Web application.
Sir, web application firewall.
अरे वेब तो ऑलरेडी हो गया भाई. वेब एप्लीकेशन फायरवॉल is to secure your server from outside user, means outside attacker. Proxy just opposite of WAF, or WAF is the opposite of proxy. See, using proxy, you're securing your user, your system from outside server web applications. Yes or no? Outside website. Getting what I'm saying? Using proxy, you are securing your user system from outside web application. Yes or no? While using WAF, you are securing your web application from outside user. Yes or no? Web application firewall is secure to secure your web application from outside user, means attacker. User from user machine only they are accessing, right? And they are doing some attack. Here, proxy is to secure your system from the servers, web server, web applications. It is just vice versa, opposite. That's the reason WAF is also called as reverse proxy. Somebody asked you what is reverse proxy. Get it? I mean, so WAF is also called as reverse proxy, because here you are securing user system from outside the application, while in the web application firewall you are securing your application from outside user. It is just opposite. That's the reason WAF is also called as.
Sir, please explain again, sir.
Let's explain proxy then we'll understand. Okay. So what proxy does, how proxy secure our users, in downloading, in accessing some malicious website, and from there, downloading some malicious software, or entering some critical proprietary information, personal information to some malicious website, right? How proxy is going to help here? So proxy is another tool. It can be software, it can be hardware, right? Some of the proxies which are very famous, such as what a proxy?
Web security gateway. WebSense web security gateway or FortiGate security gateway.
Which one?
Web security. WebSense web security gateway.
WebSense is very famous. Blue code proxy.
Force.7.
Port proxy SG. Another is WebSense, which is very famous. Another is FortiGate also, Fortinet also having the proxy. I did not remember the exact name what they're having.
Force.7.
Huh? Force point. Fortinet का ही है ना ये?
No, sir.
Force point दूसरा है. Force point
𝐬𝐧𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐬
हाँ, 𝐬𝐥𝐿er भी है. 𝐬𝐥𝐿er भी बढ़िया है.
So proxy is a server, right?
Proxy we generally call as server. Proxy device or proxy server, you can say. The proxy can be your hardware or software. means you can buy a hardware device also, hardware appliance and deploy it, or you can buy a software and deploy on a server. Okay.
Sir, we can use firewall as a proxy and firewall both. At the
Firewall
same
as a
time.
proxy, अभी बता देता हूँ आपको. Firewall as a proxy. The firewall means firewall. It has layer 3, layer 4 information, right? Nowadays, some next generation firewalls are coming. Next generation firewall that is called as NGFW.
MGFW, NGX.
NGFW means next generation firewall. We used to call them UTM before, Unified Threat Management. Next generation firewall. Next generation firewall is a firewall which has multiple functions. Apart from firewall function, they have proxy also. They may have email gateway also. They may have inbuilt IPS IDS. They may have VPN feature. Network level of antivirus also they are having. Means one device is having many features. That is exactly not a core firewall, because apart from the core firewall function, it has multiple functions. Proxy also it is having, email gateway it is also having, IPS IDS also it is having, right? Network antivirus also having. Multiple function it is having. So that's the firewall called as next generation firewall. So even though this particular device, before I am explaining the proxy, let me give a quick brief about next generation firewall, right? So you might be thinking that your next generation firewall is having all the features. Why do we need to go different devices then? We can buy a single device. Who is not on mute? Guys, people who are not on mute, they'll mute for the meeting. I have to block your MAC address if you're not muting yourself. I cannot ask you again and again, same thing. Disturbing the whole class. Prashant. You cannot tolerate this. If you are, some people are joining and not muting. What I was saying is, next generation file. So, in the standard, in the companies, in the enterprise environment, right? They will not. Okay, let me tell you that in the company, majority of the enterprise, they will go with the standalone product. They will not do that. Okay, one device and they enable all the features, and your proxy, your firewall, your email gateway, all on single device. Why? Why do you think that?
Single point of failure.
Can they go with the same device and enable all the features?
Security update
No.
not available.
It's to avoid the single point of failure.
Anybody else?
And the latency of the network flow also is the matter.
Correct. Manage to easy hoga bhai. Management is easy, right? If you have next generation firewall, what is the advantage of having next generation firewall? Let me tell you that. First is you have all the feature in a single device. Of course, if you buy different devices, you'll have to pay separate cost. However, now you can buy one hardware or software and you can enable all the features. Management also will be easy. Instead of managing all the devices, new version came, upgrading, taking the backup, everything management administration will be a difficult task when you have standalone devices for each and every security controls. Yes or no? Instead of having one device, management is also easy. Cost is also cheaper. Instead of buying separate product, you have one product only. That is the advantage. Disadvantage is one disadvantage that you mentioned rightly is it will become the single point of failure. Yes or no? Means this particular instance, you have proxy, WAF, all this feature, VPN, IPS IDS. If this device got down, means your whole network is open, or it may not work. It will not work, right? Because all the system has been configured to go through the proxy or to go through the firewall. If firewall is down, it will not allow the communication. Yes or no? Means the whole network will be down. Or if your firewall got compromised, all the feature has been compromised. Yes or no? That's the reason it's a single point of failure. Either compromise also single point of compromise, and if failed also, signal whole network will be down if all the feature will be disabled if this particular device got down. That is one reason. Another is throughput. Everybody has capability, yes or no? If there are 5 people, I have 5 people are doing different work, they can do their work perfectly because they have enough time, enough bandwidth, enough power, resources to do that work. What if I want, I'm saying one person to do everything, do overhead for them, right? For small companies, startup company, one person can, let's say for HR, a small company can manage recruitment also, operations also, yes or no, other salary processing and everything also. A small company will manage, right? But in bigger company, enterprise company, where you have to hire many people, you have to process the salary, operations, one person cannot do that, yes or no? Everybody have their own efficiency, yes or no? So in that case, if you enable all the feature on the next generation firewall, it not be able to handle all the feature. It's having its own capabilities, yes or no? Like in a big company, single person cannot handle everything, right? While a startup, it can handle. Similarly, next generation firewall, we cannot enable all the feature, otherwise there would be latency in the communication, as well as it may have reached its threshold, its throughput, how much request it can process. Get it, man? That's the reason. That is another reason why we should not go for next generation for all the feature on the enterprise environment. Why? While it is good for small scale companies, a small scale company who want to enable, who want to have all the feature, but they cannot bear the cost, huge cost for standalone devices. In this case, they can have all the features, yes or no, even at the lower cost. Manageability also will be easy for them. They don't have to hire different people to manage this device, right? One particular team, one particular person or few people can manage whole things. Cost also and manageability also will be easy here in the next generation for small scale companies, right? Bigger scale company has one point of failure as well as latency and low performance on next generation firewall. But so you mean to say, you might understand that I mean to say that you can't buy, you should not go for next generation firewall in your company. No, you can go for, some companies are going next generation firewall, but they will not enable all the features. They enable 1 or 2 features, not all the features. Based on the requirement, based on throughput they have, they may enable a couple of features on the next generation firewall instead of enabling all the features. Get in mind? Here also we have FortiGate next generation firewall in our lab. I have deployed FortiGate next generation firewall on which it is having all features, right? But I have not enabled all feature. I have enabled only the firewall feature as well as the VPN feature. Okay? VPN, I'll tell you if you don't know. Understand? Okay, so I was talking about the, yes, any question?
सर NGFW में आपने बोला कि सभी अपना फीचर जो है वो इनेबल हो जाता है, क्या जैसे में हम लोग सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं सर, मुझे ये पर्टिकुलर ही मेरे को फीचर चाहिए ताकि
I did not say that all feature will be enabled automatically. I said that it has many features. What feature you are looking for, you can enable. I have given the example of my network also, that I have bought FortiGate next generation firewall, but I have not enabled all the feature. I have only enabled firewall feature as well as the VPN feature. That means you have the option what feature you want to enable or disable. Point? Okay, so proxy. Now let's see how it will secure your network from the web-based attack. Proxy again will have the ACL, right? Let's say you have bought Blue Coat proxy, right? Now this proxy will be communicating to the Blue Coat cloud. Yes or no? Cloud server. Blue Coat, in Blue Coat cloud, they have R&D team who are doing the research, right? So any website come in the production, coming newly on the internet, proxy vendor will do the research. And depend on the company to company whether they are doing the research their own or they're having tie-up with other companies, research company who does this research, right? But as soon as any website comes in the internet, this proxy vendor reviews those websites, access those websites, review it, that website belongs to which category, what is the content of the website, right? Let's say recently, yesterday, we have, for example, we have deployed a website today, SIEMXPERT.com, right? As soon as proxy vendor will come to know, they will review, check or log in the access the website and review it. That particular website belongs to which category, what kind of content this particular website is having. Get it? So once they will review, what they will see, okay, we are having some kind of training, some kind of educational content like training. We are having kind of services also. Get it? So that website they will categorize under the educational IT training or educational category, as well as IT service category. Get it? IT or software service category. Yes or no? Some of the recently 𝐓𝐽𝐺𝐢𝐴 Finance Bank, they have launched their website. They will review it, right? And they will categorize under banking website. Some of the business related business category. Yes or no? Email, Hotmail, Gmail, Outlook, email category. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, social media category. YouTube, Vimeo.com, right? Will be part of video streaming category. Yes or no? Google Drive, drive.google.com, box.com, pCloud will be file sharing category. Yes or no? Google, Yahoo will be Bing will be search engine. Yes or no? So and other dark web and other website will be malicious category. The website which are having malicious content will be malicious malware category, spam category, phishing categories. Yes or no? Adult categories. So any website which comes on the internet, these proxy vendor review those websites and accordingly they will categorize those websites. There are multiple categories. So that particular website they will add on the respective category. Yes or no? So you will have malware category, phishing category, malicious category, adult category. You will have mailing category. You will have social media category. You will have live streaming category. You have file streaming category. Multiple categories you have, right? So what happens is, so whenever any website comes, they will add that. So in the proxy, they will have all category information. Once you buy the proxy, they will have all category already created here, right? What proxy vendor does, once you buy the proxy, the website which are added will be already added, right? But that will be updated live by the proxy vendor. Any website which might be doing some, let's say we were giving training first before. So our website was categorized under educational category, but we stopped training, remove the training content. Now only services. So they will recategorize it as services category, IT services category. Get it? Mind? So they will add and it's a dynamic list. They will add, remove, change the category. Yes or no? So by default, any user accessing the website, if it belongs to malware category, phishing category, other suspicious categories, right, will be blocked by the proxy. These website, this category of the website, malicious category, right, will not be accessible to anyone. Whenever you access any website, the request will go to the proxy, right? Proxy will check particular website you are accessing to belongs to which category. Get it? Mind? It belongs to malware category, phishing category, spam category. By default, it will block for everyone. Get it? Mind? So all latest information is updated by the proxy vendor, right? So whenever you are entering or you have been redirected to other website, a separate website, right? You'll get the block page. Block page may be written that your organization has chosen to block this website for you because it belongs to malicious category, malware category, phishing category.
So is that what is called the blacklisting and whitelisting of the websites? That is what it is.
You can say the blacklisted, it's not a blacklisting, but you can see like generally blacklisting we use for IP address blacklist. Get it? Mind? This is categorization of the website. Either you can call as blacklisted website, means malicious category, also you can call it blacklisted or poor reputed, right? Which are involved in malicious activities, right? We call as of the under those websites,
restricted website. Restricted website list.
I will not call it restricted because because the definition of restricted is different, because here you can restrict other websites also which are not malicious. I'll tell you, right? Those we call as malware, phishing category, suspicious website. Use this word, suspicious or malicious website, right? By default, the website which are being blocked are suspicious or malicious website by default, by the proxy vendor only. Get in mind? By the proxy vendor is only these websites are being blocked, right? So what you can do in this way, you can secure a network from web-based attack which are hosted malwares, phishing category. You can secure your user, secure your network from those attacks. Apart from that, you can also regulate your internet access using the proxy. That's regime proxy is also called as URL filtering device or content filtering device. Proxy is also called as URL filtering and content filtering. Why we call as URL filtering means because you are filtering the URL, right? What URL accessing, based on that you filter out in the proxy. What has to be allowed or disallowed? That's the reason. Or web filtering. Web means website. Yes or no? That's the reason proxy is called as content filtering. Content means any content like URL. Content filtering, web filtering, or URL filtering. Proxy is also called as content filtering, web filtering, or URL filtering. Actually filtering the URL website, right? But why we call as proxy, that also I'll tell you. Let me continue this now, then I'll tell you what is the meaning of proxy, why we call as proxy. Yes.
सर एक कंफ्यूजन है अभी, when firework picture में कब आता है, proxy कब आता है?
So I didn't get you.
Okay, अभी है ना मेरा कंफ्यूजन हुआ है कि फायरवॉल पिक्चर में कब आता है, फायरवॉल और वेब, और प्रॉक्सी कब आता है?
See, firewall you should know any traffic. Firewall is in gateway, right? Any traffic, even though you are going through a proxy, then it may go to the firewall, right? So any traffic coming in and going out will go through the firewall. You should know that. Get it? Any traffic, because firewall is in gateway, and of course communication will happen based on the IP address and port number only, protocol only, right? So any traffic which is coming inside your network, going outside will go through the proxy. Get it? The WAF, any traffic, anybody want to access your application like SIEMXPERT.com hosted here, in that case you will have WAF. Only if anybody accessing any application, web application hosted inside your network will go through the proxy. Other like email or website access, right, will not go through the WAF. Only web application traffic, people access from outside will go through the WAF. Got it now? Got it? Proxy is only for mostly, not only, any internet, any website you want to access, it will go through the proxy. If you want to send an email, it will not go through the proxy. Ideally, the communication proxy, generally, which majority of the company use, right? Any communication that you make on port number 80 and 443 over the internet, it should go through the proxy. Of course, you access facebook.com, SIEMXPERT.com, either it will be on 443 or in 80 HTTP or HTTPS. That's the reason we call it web filtering device, means website, what you want to access. Website is being accessed on port number 80 and 443. Yes or no? So either ideally, people are deploying the proxy to filter out the traffic on port number 80 and 443. You send an email, it will not go to the proxy. It will go to the email gateway. So email gateway works on port number 25. Yes or no? So email gateway will filter the 25 traffic, while proxy means your website. When you access the website, it will go through the proxy. While there is example that some other traffic also can be allowed or disallowed using proxy, but majority of the time it will intercept the traffic which are coming on or going on port number 80 or 443. Got it?
So some websites are dynamic websites, so that can also be blocked, or is there any
dynamic? What in the sense dynamic? What is dynamic? What do you understand by dynamic?
They keep changing their domain names.
I don't think so. If they keep changing the domain name until unless I don't think so. Anybody can change the domain name very frequently. I don't think so. But
So there is a
in case,
website of there are some websites for downloading movies. So they keep changing their
so that is the
extension
reason.
name.
That is the reason. That is the reason. See, if they keep changing, it's difficult to track, right? Every time proxy vendor has to update it, right? What happens is Indian government has asked ISP to block some website which is not allowed here. Around more than 100 websites they asked to block, right? These guys are very intelligent. They have changed some word in the website and again they have introduced. Means government asked to block that website, to block it, they blocked it. ISP has blocked it, right? But still those websites are accessible using some different domain name. Like my website was SIEMXPERT.com. SIEMXPERT.com, right? It has been blocked by ISP. अब गवर्नमेंट रोज रोज तो ऑर्डर नहीं सकती ना भैया ये ब्लॉक करो वो ब्लॉक करो. गवर्नमेंट ने 100 वेबसाइट को ऑर्डर दिया, दिस वेबसाइट शुड नॉट बी अलाउड इन इंडिया, राइट? These guys are again, those websites are not Indian website, right? They are not going to follow any rules. They are hosted in the US and other countries, right? They are not going to follow any rules, right? Otherwise, government must have asked, don't give the service to India. Yes or no? But something which is not in our hand. Yes or no? So what we can do in order to block it, we can ask our ISP, because everything, every traffic is being going, when you access the internet, right? In the company also we access the internet traffic going through our firewall. Then once it connects to the ISP is also having the firewall, high throughput firewall and content filtering devices. Ideally, ISP is not blocking any traffic for you. Yes or no? There is malware traffic, malicious traffic, nothing is being blocked. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason you have to have your firewall, because based on the requirement, you can allow or disallow any content. You may have your proxy, you want to allow or disallow any content. Ideally, ISP do not block anything, right? But it is definitely going through ISP content filtering devices and ISP firewall. Yes or no? If you want something to be blocked on the ISP, you can call ISP and you can ask them to block it so that traffic will not go to the internet, your internet network. Yes or no? So government is also asking government, if any website has to be blocked, any IP has to be blocked, right? The government will ask ISP. If ISP, let's say ISP will block anything, then before the traffic come from here to here, it will block. Or when you access any website, it will go to the ISP firewall, ISP content filtering devices, it will block by the ISP and it will not be accessible. You will not get on any block page, but you will see this website cannot be accessed, or access denied, or page cannot be displayed like that. Get what I mean? So because those websites have been blocked by the ISP. ISPs usually does not block anything, but in case you request or government request, right? In that case, ISP will block it. But certain website ISP has blocked it based on the government orders, but SIEMXPERT.com has been blocked. But SIEMXPERT is not hosted in India. We are not following the Indian rule, right? US, Saudi Arabia, China, So now, since I come to know it has been blocked, now our website is not accessible in India. They change the domain name. They create another record, right? And the SIEMXPERT1.com. SIEMXPERT1.com. SIEMXPERT.com was blocked by the ISP. Now we have created one more domain, which are pointing out to the same IP. That is also have the same DNS record, same IP address, same record. Now it is pointing out same content. Now I can see with SIEMXPERT1.com also. That is what many of the companies are doing, which are unauthorized actually, which are not doing the rightly business by following the Indian compliance, right? They may introduce themselves with new domain, adding some more characters, and it will kind of new website, right? SIEMXPERT was blocked, not SIEMXPERT1 was blocked, right? But they can change that. So again, if any website is suspicious, right? If you change the domain also, it's a new kind of website with new domain. Proxy vendor may review it, and based on that also it can categorize. So in the company we are almost secure. almost we are secure because proxy vendor does this category. In the government, when ISP do not block anything. Government has 100 websites, then only they are blocking. Government people again review it, again change, then again order it, then only it is blocked. That's the reason people are misusing it still. Get mind? So, sometimes you see in the government ask some application to be blocked, like कौन सा application बहुत बड़ा application था यार, हाँ? नहीं UC browser तो था ही एक TikTok, right?
PUBG,
है ना? TikTok, PUBG. How this has been blocked? Why you guys are not able to? Why you guys are not able to access TikTok? Because their IP address which are associated with TikTok application, right? Of course, your application you installed and you once you access the website means it's connected to the TikTok server, and TikTok's the IP address added on this TikTok application which connect to the TikTok server, right? So what we have done is we have extended all these TikTok server IP addresses and we have asked ISP to block it. So whenever you install TikTok application already, but whenever you try to communicate, once your request go to ISP firewall, ISP firewall understand that request is going to TikTok server and it has been blocked by the firewall. That is how government is asking, and these ISPs are blocking different UC browser and any applications, right? Because whenever they communicate, they contact the respective servers, and those IP addresses are blocked by the ISP. That is how any website or any IPs are being blocked in the country.
Sir,
Still, yes.
sir, what is torrent website?
Torrent
Torrent website.
Which website?
Torrent website.
Torrent.
Torrent link. Yes.
देखो, अभी आप ये सब क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हो तो सेशन तो बहुत एक्सटेंड होते हैं, इसलिए अभी पूछते हो। और अभी टोरेंट बता देता हूँ, but you cannot ask anything, I can explain you, but only restriction is time, right? Because once I explain you about TikTok, I have to explain you again how people are still able to access TikTok or any UC browser, any website which are even blocked in the firewall. Same domain, still you can access from India. And how government is like, is compelled, you can say, like, does not have any control. Even government also does not have any control to block those websites.
Sir, please explain.
Still people, what?
Can access this type of blocked website.
Still people are able to access the application or the website which are blocked. But see, you can access TikTok. TikTok still people can access still TikTok. What I'm saying. The creators of TikTok still can access TikTok from India and still can create the content. But the problem is they know how to access TikTok, even it is blocked, but their audience does not know. Yes or no? But not a full audience knows how to access it, because people who watch this TikTok, I say 90% people are not technical. Who does the time pass on the TikTok? Get I mean? 95%. So if you know it all, know also how to access TikTok, even though there are restrictions, if you create the content, there is no use of those content. You are not going to earn anything because your audience is not able to access. Yes or no? That is the reason those applications are not, because in case you access also, but not everybody knows how to access it. That's the reason. कोई मतलब नहीं है. So how you can access it? I'll explain how you can still. Some people might be accessing. Yes or no? The block website or block application. So that is one thing. अभी चलो torrent पूछते हो, torrent बताता हूँ अब. Torrent क्या चीज है? Torrent. You might have heard about the word torrent. It was very famous 5-6 years back. Nowadays people are not using the word torrent, but torrent word was very popular. Yes or no? Few years back, around 5 to 6 years before Geo, torrent word was very famous. And before, I can see before 3G. I can see before 3G also. Before we had 3G, torrent word was very famous. Even I will say before Geo, because even we have a 3G also, but it was very costly. It was costing around 250 rupees per GB. Still, people were not downloading movie using the 3G data. Still, they used to use torrent. Yes or no? They used to go to the company free internet. They will download it and download a movie in the company. Or they will have 512 kbps speed internet. Yes or no? रात के टाइम में मूवी डाउनलोड करने लगा, सुबह तक डाउनलोड हो गया. Very slow speed, right? I have used internet. How much kbps you have used? How much speed? Minimum speed? 256 kbps also. We had the internet speed of 256 kbps. You see, 256 kbps. Then 512 kbps. 512 kbps cost around 600 rupees per month. 512. This is the minimum plan. 256. It's slowest plan. 256 kbps, right? So you had an internet plan of 512 kbps, right? For 2 GB, 3 GB downloading movie, it takes the full night to get downloaded. Even sometime, even not in a night also, sometimes 15, 20 hours to download. You understand, right? Everybody may be aware about the torrent. Yes or no? How torrent works? Why do you think? How torrent works? When you're downloading the movie, you might have experienced, I am not sure, but you might have experienced the movie which released newly, right? Like this year only released, or 3 months before. If you download that movie, the downloading speed will be fast. The downloading speed will be fast. It depends on your internet speed, right? But download speed will be fast. It will faster download. But the movie which are 1980 movie, 1990 movie, right? It will be slow. Why it is slow and why this movie is fast?
It's a peer sharing. Peer sharing, peer-to-peer sharing. The technology which it uses.
What?
The technology what torrent uses is peer-to-peer sharing. So it doesn't directly go to the server, but where the data is available in other systems or the close by system, it will collect the data from there. And
Right.
yeah.
100% correct answer. Anybody else? You understood what he said?
Like I think even from our single computers, they can act as a server as well as we can download from other computers. So we can give and take. That's why. So our speed is, if it is not good, the other person cannot download it faster like that.
See, this is your system, and this is torrent server. This is your system, and this is torrent server, right? Of course, once you connect, connect torrent application, it connect to the torrent server. Get me? Torrent server. Now, let's say you are downloading the movie Drishyam 3, Drishyam 2, Drishyam 2. You want to download the movie, right? Now, once you connect to the torrent server, once you open the application, right, your application will be live, means connected to the torrent server, right? So now what will happen is you type the movies you want to download Drishyam, right? Now this torrent application will check which all users have downloaded Drishyam movies. Drishyam means those user, you are also user, and those are also user, means those will be called as peers of yours. Peers. अरे तुम्हारे दोस्त ही है ना वो लोग भी. Those guys also your friend only, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
These friend also downloaded this movie. Now it has a list of all peers. They are connected with this. These guys downloaded. So initially when new movie will come, many people will download. Means आपके बहुत सारे दोस्त available हैं. Many of friends are available who downloaded this movie. Yes or no? Then this torrent will give you the address of people who are nearest to you. This torrent server is in US, UK. You are in India, right? But there are many people from India has downloaded this movie. It will give the address of those people. That is called a peers. That's the reason torrent application is called a P2P application, means to peer communication. Now, instead of downloading this movie, the system 2, now it has given the address of these different peers, right? You might have observed once you download movie, it download completed, right? It's so seeding. You might have seen seeding. अब पता नहीं आप तो लोग यूज करते नहीं हैं, but पहले before if you have seen, so seeding means it is uploading, it is giving data to other peers. Yes or no? So what will happen is, what are the live peer right now? It will be the address of live peer. Now your system will download some part from this system, some from this, 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 some from this. Simultaneously, some packet may receive from this one, simultaneously it will connect to multiple peers. Yes or no? It will send the, they have created this kind of technology. It send the request to multi-peer, and some packet, some part will receive from this region. Whenever you install any torrent or any peer-to-peer application, you will see if you have firewall, right? If you see the firewall traffic from this particular host, this particular IP, you will see this particular system is communicating to multiple IPs, huge number of IPs. Thousands of peer it can connect, depend on the peer availability. Get it? So if you multiple peers means it receiving the data from multiple, it will be faster. More the peers, faster will be the download. Yes or no? So this is called as peer-to-peer application. And when there is less peers available or no peer available, in that case it will download the data from UK server. Bhai, slow hi hoga. Yes or no? It is downloaded from one system only, and that is too far from you. UK, that's the reason movie which are old movie, maybe not downloaded recently by anyone, and if downloaded long back, it is offline. It is don't store, not on the torrent application. Yes or no? They have already stopped it, not seeding. That's why it will download on torrent server and it will be slow. Get it? Generally, torrent by default use port number 8086 something. 4-digit port number to those different port number it connects generally, but you have the option to change the port number also. Get it? So if you see the traffic, one system is generating huge number of traffic towards different IPs. It may be the peer-to-peer communication. Get it? So this is called as torrent, and how it is faster and how it is slower sometimes. Get it? But these peer-to-peer applications are not allowed in the companies. अभी तो torrent का यूज नहीं करते. Before हम लोग जब करते थे investigation, we used to see many people are using torrent. We used to investigate torrent traffic. Why? Because that time internet was not this much of cheaper, but of cost. People used to download torrent on the company laptop and they used to download the movies. Get it? So we used to investigate the torrent traffic, peer-to-peer traffic, and we used to give the warning and a violation, security violation, policy violation to them. So why in the company? In the company, it's not only thing that you are downloading movie, one is you are wasting the bandwidth. This P2P application should not be allowed because wasting the bandwidth, but wasting the bandwidth is not the only reason. The major reason is different. What is the major reason, main reason why torrent and other P2P applications still should not be allowed? Why?
For downloading the copyright applications.
Yes, because these movies, these document, the different document also available, right? Guides are also available, and these movies all are copyrighted. You should not download, right? So these copyright material, अब कल एग्जांपल दिया था ना वो कॉपीराइटिंग का, राहुल गांधी की भारत जोड़ो यात्रा में एक म्यूजिक चल गया था, है ना, केजीएफ मूवी का, उन्होंने केस लॉन्च कर दिया, FIR, that copyrighted because he's a big person, right? So in the company, if you see, this company will come to know that you are downloading movies, they will lodge a FIR and they may ask money in crores. Yes or no? So 90%, 99% things that you download from the torrent are copyrighted. And 90% files and applications that you download from torrent may be infected. You never know, right? Whose system is infected? So many peers. And from whose system you download the infected file. Is it possible that malware will come in your network? Yes or no? पूछा तो बताना पड़ेगा, अदरवाइज टोरेंट तो आपको चलता नहीं है।
पहले नैपस्टर होता था सर, नैपस्टर भी
क्या
नैपस्टर भी होता था पहले, फिर वो लीगल
application है which works on P2P, not only torrent, but torrent was very popular. और भी applications हैं which are using still P2P communication, peer to peer, सब एक दूसरे के दोस्त। Then when I used to see, अरे my movie is seeding, I used to stop it. When you see seeding, right, means your bandwidth is getting wasted. Someone else is downloading, right? Then you have the option to stop the seeding. So let me continue this. So you understand that proxy vendor review those websites, right, and categorize the information. So whenever you access any website, by default, the website which belongs to malware category, phishing categories, your phishing and malware phishing spam categories, adult categories, those websites will not be allowed to anyone. Whoever it is, by default will block the proxy vendor. Get I mean? Apart from that, this proxy you can also use not only to secure your network, also you can use to regulate your internet access. Right? These people, he's going on a night shift. This guy is coming on night shift. He's watching movies on YouTube. भाई सर यही काम है, जाता है नाइट में और YouTube में मूवी लगा बैठ जाता है, कोई रहता नहीं नाइट में मैनेजर वगैरह, right? There is no manager in the night time. He will go to office and will do time pass and start watching the movies. And this guy is on papers or searching the job on naukri.com. Means company में रह के ही कंपनी का खाना है और जॉब सर्च करना. Yes or no? So he is in company only, he is searching job in Naukri. Get I mean? He's very, the person, he is uploading sending some critical information outside using Gmail, uploading on Google Drive. Yes or no? So we have to regulate internet access based on the roles. This guy is from he's from business, right? It does not require YouTube access, Vimeo.com access, which he's doing time pass. He's doing time pass on the Facebook. See, there are two things. When you do the time pass, means you are wasting, the company resources, bandwidth. Maybe some people actually working on the company, they're facing slowness, latency in the network because these guys are streaming the videos. Yes or no? Waste of bandwidth. And people. Second thing is he is doing time pass. Time pass के लिए कुछ नहीं होगा तो वक्त से काम करे उस time पे. Yes or no? If you don't have anything to do the time pass, maybe you will be working. Yes or no? So that is another thing that we have to regulate and give the role-based access, right? Based on the what level of work, wherever we do the proxy, right? We will have a meeting with various stakeholders. Means we are a department. Let's say you are from technical, your manager from technical department, right? So we will connect with you. We'll understand what are the level of your analyst people and working under you, what work they are doing, which all website, which category of website access they need, right? Based on that, we'll create the category here, internet access category, such as say business category, for example, business category. We'll create such this category ourselves, business category, technology category, HR category, yes or no, manager category, executive category, right? So what we'll have, let's say business category. In business category, we'll allow the business related search engine, business related website, right? Social media and all will not be included. So people who are working on the business, we can give the business related access to them. Apart from business like banking website or business related website, search engine, all other website will block for him. Technology, technical related website will be accessible for me, not business related, technology related website will be accessible. So we can categorize the website which all we want to add, which all category under we want to add under the further under the technology category. HR needs social media access. Yes or no? Naukri portal access. job portal related access, right? So we have to understand which all category of website they need to access. Based on that, we'll create a category. Manager, what category? Executive, you want Gmail access also, right? So based on that, we'll create a category, right? So what all category of website falls under your category will be accessible for you. Rest website will not be accessible. Generally, Gmail, Hotmail, or Google Drive and all access should be blocked for majority of people, using which user can share the critical information outside. Otherwise, no sense of deploying the email gateway. Yes or no? If people can still upload the critical information using the Google Drive or using some sort of mailing website. Yes or no? So we create the role-based access. The people who are handling some critical data should not have these kind of, should have very restricted access. Get your mind? So based on that, whenever we access a website, so what will happen is, let's say this is a proxy, right? So whenever you access, right, by default, if there is no proxy, the request will go directly through the firewall, right? But in your system, if you have the browser, in browser internet setting, LAN setting, there is option to configure the proxy. By default, your network team, your desktop network team will configure, security team will configure the proxy using the group policy. All the system will be configured to go through a proxy, not directly through the firewall. So there's a proxy setting on your browser when you open, right? So once you access any website, request will go to the proxy. Proxy will check your username falls under which category: business, technology, HR, manager, executive, and whether the website you are accessing falls under your category or not. Means it's allowed or not. But if not falls under your category, you'll get the block page that your organization has chosen to block this website for you. If you think that you got this page as an error, means you should have access to the website, kindly call, reach out to security operations center. Got your mind? So म्यूट करना पड़ता है यार. So this is called as proxy, right? In the proxy, you can regulate the internet access. What kind of website people are allowed to access, you can manage using the proxy. So now you can regulate Gmail, Hotmail, social media, or which all people we have to give. Some people who are critical data, handling critical data, private information, should not have access to those websites. Get in mind? Using the proxy solution, we can regulate it, right? So one work of the proxy is to regulate the internet access, right? So that's the reason we call as content filtering, URL filtering, or web filtering device. But why we call as proxy? What do you mean by proxy? Meaning of proxy. General meaning of proxy.
Acting behalf of something else.
Right. Sometimes I'm getting a call. I'm getting a call from people that I was looking for cyber security training. I want to start my career cyber security thing. Can you help me with the proxy interview? They're telling that, do you do the proxy interview? I tell them that this is what my fees is, that's 32,000 fees. You join my training, you'll be able to crack the interview yourself, and you should be able to work in the company also, because this is completely hands-on, right? Proxy interview, you are paying 2 lakh, 3 lakh rupees, you end up paying 2 lakh, 3 lakhs of rupees. And there are many people who have cracked the interviews in proxy interview, and now they're stuck. They are scared working in the company. So what exactly they're asking? What do you mean by proxy? What exactly they're asking me to do that? I never entertained that kind of request. They're asking to do the proxy interview.
Acting on behalf of somebody.
Just bypassing yourself.
So, भैया seriously बताओ ना, what they're asking me to do that?
Asking to act you as a shadow of him.
They're asking me to give the interview. Me on the behalf of him, I have to give the interview.
So cheat some
interview. And that is called proxy.
जैसे क्लास में कोई अगर एब्सेंट रहता है, उसकी जगह पे कोई ना कोई
अटेंडेंस लगा देता है. हाँ, that is called proxy. है ना? That is called proxy. Someone else is doing on behalf of you. That is called a proxy. Proxying हो गई, proxying, है ना? That is someone else will do on behalf of you. That is called as proxy. Get it? So what will happen? How proxy will do the proxy? That is the name itself is proxy. So what will happen is, when you access the internet, right? When you access the internet, your IP, your system IP, do not go directly to the I means their request. Let's say you access the facebook.com, right? You access the facebook.com, right? Your request will not go directly to Facebook. You have been configured to go via proxy. The request will go to the proxy. Means for your system, you access the domain name facebook.com, right? But IP address will be the proxy IP. Getting my destination IP will be proxy IP. And then proxy will initiate a new connection on behalf of you and will go to the facebook.com. Get it? Means your IP will be hidden on the internet. Your IP will not go to the internet. Instead, the proxy IP will be going to the internet. Get it? Instead, the proxy IP will be going. The other people will understand the IP belongs to proxy IP, not the person who is accessing inside. Yes or no? That is the reason we call as proxy, because your connection is not directly going to the internet. Instead, proxy IP. And proxy never entertain any inbound connection. If somebody man in the middle will track the connection, right? Oh, connection coming from this IP, let me target it back. So any inbound connection hitting the proxy will be denied always. Proxy will send a request, will receive the response and give it to you. If any inbound connection is coming in, somebody initiating the connection from outside and hitting the proxy, understanding the user, right? The user end system, proxy will always deny such connections. That is the reason we are using proxy feature to secure our endpoints. And some people are misusing this. Some people may be confused between the VPN and proxy, because using proxy also they can access the block website, and using VPN also they can access the block website. So these guys are always confused and thinking that proxy and VPN both are same. But proxy and VPN are entirely different, not same. Entirely different, but yes, same thing you can achieve using proxy also, and same thing you can achieve using the when you are accessing block website, right? Using the proxy also you can access the block website, and using the VPN also you can access the block website. They know that proxy and VPN mean the same thing, and proxy and VPN are being used to access the block website. If you ask what is VPN from those people, they will ask VPN is application that we install which allow us to access the block website. That is a typical definition they are giving, because they are using VPN to access the blocked website. But is it a right definition of VPN or proxy?
No, sir. VPN is only used for local communication privately, I think.
No, VPN creates a tunnel between the cloud and.
So you understand the proxy here, right? What is the use of proxy in the organization? We call as URL filtering, content filtering, or
URL filtering,
web filtering, right? You know, before proxy, previously proxy had one more feature that is called as cache memory. Proxy has the temporary memory cache memory, but now it is no more in use for that purpose. What happens is, when you access, let's say Karnataka Karnataka.go.in, right? So whenever you access the website, proxy will insert new connection, go to the internet and give it to you the page. Same page Karnataka.go.in will be stored on the proxy cache memory also. So now next time you or someone else request go to the proxy for that request, that website request will not go to the internet directly. Proxy will get a saved page which is there stored in the proxy cache memory. but this feature is end of life because most of the websites are dynamic nowadays, and every second, every minute, website are being changed. If website is a proxy is giving the data which is stored 5 minutes back, that website page will be old page. Yes or no? This feature, when we have a static website, right? 10 साल पहले, 12 साल पहले ऐसे होता था, कर्नाटक गवर्नमेंट की जो वेबसाइट है 10-6 महीने चेंज ही नहीं होती थी. Yes or no? Previously, right? इतना इंटरनेट का जमाना नहीं था. Previously, people are not changing the website and all, right? Same HTML website, HTML page होती थी, static website. Yes or no? Now Facebook, every time you refresh, you will get different page, different material inside that, different content. Yes or no? Website have become dynamic nowadays. That's the reason this feature has been end of life. So what was the advantage of that feature is fast access. Given the internet and getting the page, proxy will give the page you immediately, and you can save the bandwidth also instead of giving the internet for every request. Right? The website which are frequently being accessed, page is stored in the proxy and give you immediately. That's the advantage of having the cache feature in the proxy, but this feature is end of life. Did I understand the use of proxy?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
सर आप बोल रहे हैं कि जो पहले के टाइम पे जो था डेटा वगैरह वो प्रॉक्सी के टाइम पे वो डेटा को फेच करके स्टोर रखता था. अब विदाउट इंटरनेट से हम लोग वो फिर नेक्स्ट यूजर को पास करता. तो इससे तो सर इंटरनेट का जो है वो तो सेव होता, मीन्स यूजर को इंटरनेट का जरूरत नहीं पड़ता सर. तो ये तो अच्छा है, एडवांटेज है सर. तो फिर ये बंद क्यों हुआ सर?
बंद इसलिए हुआ कि आपको ओल्ड पेज मिल रहा है. 5 मिनट पहले डेट चेंज हो गया वेबसाइट का, 1 मिनट पहले, एंड इसलिए यू आर गेटिंग द ओल्ड पेज, old data. Yes or no?
Okay.
Something has been refreshed, something changed now, updated now, just few minutes back, and you are getting the old non-updated page. Yes or no? आपके फ्रेंड ने एक पोस्ट किया, वो आपको दिख ही नहीं रहा है because you got the old page. Every second, एक सेकंड पहले भी किसी ने पोस्ट किया तो दिखता है आपको, है कि नहीं? Because every second this Facebook, Insta are being refreshed and populating the new data. If we still use that feature, means it's our old data.
Okay, sir.
Yes or no? That is the use of proxy, right? Now, what is VPN? VPN stand for?
Virtual Private Network.
Virtual private network.
The next topic after the proxy is actually antivirus, but let me introduce the VPN also here. Because VPN is very famous, right? Working from home, you'll use VPN. You can connect to the lab also, our lab, while you get the access to the lab. You'll be connected using a VPN, right? So what is VPN? Stand for virtual
Private network.
Private network. What do you mean virtual? What do you mean by virtual?
Remote access you can.
What do you mean by virtual? What is the meaning of virtual?
Private IP can be
Imaginary.
Communicate.
Not real, sir. Virtual.
Imaginary, sir. Imaginary. Kalpanik.
Which is not available physically, right? That is called virtual currency. Bitcoin. Bitcoin कभी देखा सिक्का क्या? Bitcoin का लिखा तो दिखता है, ऐसे बना हुआ.
No, sir.
Bitcoin, right? Have you ever seen this coin? It's only virtually present on the internet ही है ये virtual. लगता है यार सिक्का हो जाए, देखते यार कैसा दिखता है, कैसा लगता है देखने में. But it is not existing physically. It's a virtual currency. Cryptocurrency. The virtual currency means does not exist physically, right? So, virtual private network whenever you work in the company, start working in the company, right? You will see VPN access, VPN access, VPN access. I have not got the VPN access. I'm not able to do my work. My VPN password is not working. I'm not able to log in on the VPN. You will hear this word, right? VPN, VPN, VPN. Very important to understand what is VPN. 106.49.51.200. This IP is 10.0.0.5. I am creating your foundation. Gentlemen, these are very basic topics that we have discussed till now that everybody should know. Yes or no? Everybody should know those are foundation topics. You should understand your network first, then only you can plan to secure it, right? So these are security devices. These devices called network security devices, right? People who are working on the network security, these all devices are network, right? That's what we call a network security. Yes or no? So we understand how to design the network, then we understand how we are securing the network using these security devices. We are not going to directly work on these devices that we have understood so far, right? These devices will be already present on the network, and being a SOC team, we are not going to work on those devices directly. Get in mind? But we should have understanding those devices. We should have understanding of those devices, because once we work on the SOC, right, we are going to monitor the real-time threat, real-time incidents, suspicious activity happening, right? So these devices actually record those activity, what is coming in, what is going out, who is doing what, right? Being recorded in the form of logs event. And those events actually will come to your SIEM. And from that SIEM centralized solution, you are going to keep an eye what is happening across your network. So if firewall send an event, sending that somebody from this particular IP connect to the inside and fire on this particular port, and firewall has allowed the traffic. Have you seen that log? But you don't understand what firewall does, how firewall work, which all information it record, and it is a visibility. Too difficult for you to understand the activity. And that is the motive of ours, mine, to explain you those topics, so that once you start working on the SIEM and the SOC, you'll not have any difficulties. Can you mind? So VPN, again, it's a very popular word, and you will have the devices which have the VPN enabled. So now let's say this guy is 109.10.5.50. It's a company network, okay? Company network, company firewall, we have assigned the public IP address, this particular IP address on the company, right? These are the one of the server, or many of such servers are there inside. So yeah, inside network. This guy is working from home today. When this guy work from company, maybe he's carried the laptop, right? If he carries the laptop, this switch is having Wi-Fi, right? He will connect to the Wi-Fi, or he will be working on the desktop, then he'll have a cable connection. Yes or no? So inside the network, he will get the private IP 10.0.0.5 inside the company private IP he'll get. He can connect to any of the resources what access he has, right? But being at home, you're not a private company private network. Yes or no? These systems are having private IP. Yes or no? And being at home, you will have public IP. Yes or no? To connect to the internet, you cannot connect to this system private, because this is not a unique IP on the internet. All different companies all are having this IP. Yes or no? If you search it, okay, I want to create a packet, I want to communicate destination IP this one. Internet will get confused. भैया ये Ericsson को भेजना है, Accenture को भेजना है, Tech Mahindra को भेजना है. Because to whom I have to send this connection? Because everybody has the same IP. So you understand already, these private IP are not being identified over the internet. Means this is not going to work at all. Yes or no? Understand? Then how you are going to access them? These servers you have to access, right? To complete your work. These all systems you have to access, which you access being the part of internal network. How you can access now? Now, in order to provide the access, I have to configure the public IP on this system. Then only From here to here, you can communicate. That's the only solution in the scenario I have, because this system will not be able to identify it until unless these systems are having public IP address.
Public IP.
Yes or no? But these are very critical systems. I cannot giving public IP means exposing it to the internet world, right? If this particular system can connect to this particular system and do some work, but yeah, it is requested going through the internet, right? Means you are exposing to the internet, you are giving access to the internet world, and internet is a public network. किसी के बाप का network नहीं है, it's a public network. Yes or no? We have good people also and bad people also. Internet is not of anyone, it's of everyone, not a single owner of internet. भैया किसी का नहीं है, सबका है. Yes or no? So here bad people also and good people also. Good people will access and will not harm you, but bad people, understand, right? What they are doing? Bad people, they will penetrate your network and access, still exfiltrate the data, anything they can do, right? Listen, right? Not, I cannot configure the public IP here and give the access. Because in the internet world, when you are requesting, your data is flowing, when you're communicating, let's say they are not penetrating this, but when you are communicating the data from here to here, man in the middle tracking your data, what you are communicating. Array, tumne user enter kiya, this thing you have entered, let me check and let me grab this information. Means communication over the public network, good people, bad people. Yes or no? Bad people even can hijack your session and can reveal what information being communicated when you connect to these company networks using the public IP address. If you configure public IP, right? Means, you know, what happens is, means from HSR in Bangalore, we are in HSR, right? We have to go to Marathalli, which is 5 kilometers away from here. I have some critical like money, bags of money, right? So if I go no normal way, right? You understand that in normal way, people got good people also, bad people also. Let's say it's not a like it's a sunsan rasta bolte na isko. No one is there, andheri raat sunsan rasta. No one is there, right? So no one in the sense not public, normal public police service panel. If you go from here to there, bad people also, good people may not harm you, but bad people like chor chakke nahi hote jo, so they can steal money from you. Yes or no? Means you cannot carry your critical information from here to Marathalli on the public way, because good people also, bad people also. Yes or no? From your home to your Marathalli, where are you going exactly? What destination you are having? So you're going to public network, public way, means anybody can hack anything, anybody can hijack or steal your money or whatever you're carrying information. Yes or no? In that case, what if I create a tunnel within the land, earth? If I create a dedicated tunnel, khod ke, if I create from my home to the destination in Marathalli, if I create a tunnel, it's in public way only, but inside is a dedicated tunnel. People will not come to the tunnel, right? If I'm going inside the tunnel and tunnel start from my home and end to the destination, there is no gate in between. So what I'm carrying from source to destination, nobody can see it. See, earth is of everyone, land is of everyone, right? But over inside that, I have created a private tunnel. Now I am carrying anything, nobody can see that, and I started my tunnel from here and end to the destination. From public way only, inside that I have created this private tunnel. Now I can communicate anything privately, nobody can see, nobody can interrupt, because tunnel starts from my home to the destination. Had in mind? Similarly, what you can do is, you understand it's a public network, right? In the public network also, you can create a private tunnel. From this firewall to this, you can create a private tunnel over the public network. Get it? Over the public network, on the internet only, you can create a private tunnel. Virtual private tunnel means it's virtually, it's not a physically private tunnel. Same cable, same fiber optic cable, your internet, on the internet only, on the public network only, public internet only, we are creating the virtual private. Virtually it is separate, virtually it is public, virtually it is private, but actually it is a public only. Creating the private tunnel over the public network is called as VPN, virtual private network. Virtually it is private, actually it is public. So what will happen is, what communication happens is virtually it create the private tunnel, means what information you are entering, right? It will only connect through here only this can listen. So virtually, once you create the private tunnel, right, what will happen is, you will not be the part of this public network. You will be shifted virtually from here to here somewhere. Your system will be virtually will be here. You can access any resources which you can access being the part of this network. Virtually, you will be shifted from this network to this network. Once you connect, it will create tunnel. Now this particular network will be part of this network only. Virtually you are connected, right? So virtually you'll be shifted, and you can consider that this network and this network is same network virtually, even though it's a public network. And once you connect to this network, you also get the private IP 10.0.5.100. Your system will get the private IP. Virtual, physically you are here far, but virtually actually the part of this network. Physically, I'm in HSR layout, right? But I'm connected to Marathalli inside tunnel. Yes or no? What Marathalli people can do that, I can also do that by going inside. I'm connected, right? I'm connected to Marathalli privately. So I'm here or there. Nobody is there to interrupt me. Part of same network only. Yes or no? So it will be shifted from here, and you may get the part of same networks. Once you connect to the VPN, right, you'll get the private IP, which is the part of this network. Means now, based on the access, you can access anything which your internal person can access. And all the communication which are happening will be encrypted. Encrypted means nobody can see what communication is happening. It's a private communication. Nobody can see what communication is happening. So once you access, hang हो रहा है, थैंक यू हो रहा है, हाँ कहाँ लिखा अपडेटिंग? अच्छा अपडेट हो रहा है क्या? अच्छा तो गड़बड़ हो गया. I should have stopped the update. It did not ask me. अरे ओके कर रही है. I said maybe some pop-up has come, I click on OK. Yeah, that is the reason. It's updating, and I thought it's some other pop-up. Literally, when I touch this board, some pop-up comes. So it's at the same pop-up, so I clicked on OK. Okay. So what I was telling is, now virtually you are shifted from here to here, and you can access anything, right? All communication is happening through virtually, so encrypted, right? So what happens is, now since you're directly connected, now your internet service provider, right? When you access anything, right? What website, what IP you're accessing, right? For you, whenever you access anything, you can go to the internet. For internet, destination IP will be always your VPN IP. Yeah, this is network IP, right? Your ISP firewall will understand that, okay, you're communicating to this IP only. What exactly packet inside the private network, your ISP will not understand. And whatever, let's say you are accessing Facebook.com, your ISP firewall will not understand that traffic is going to Facebook. Your ISP firewall will understand that your traffic is going towards this VPN IP. This firewall IP, this firewall acting as a VPN, right? So what happens is, let's say any website you access, your request go from here to here, then from here it will go to the internet. So when you access the internet, right, your public IP will not go to the internet. Instead, because you privately connected to this network, right? You are part of this network. These guys will access the internet. This IP will go to the internet. Similarly, when you access the internet, your VPN IP will go to the internet. Because you are virtually shifted here. You're not at all part of here until the time you are connected to the internet. You are actually virtually shifted here. So privately, even being the part of public network, privately I can be part of internet network by connecting to the VPN, right? So what will happen is how this connection be update हो रहा है. चलो मैं ऐसे बता देता हूँ how this connection will happen, right? Let's say this is a VPN device, right? It will have the IP address, public IP address. So I have to download a VPN client. In VPN client, I have to configure the VPN device IP address and port number. Once I connect, we have to create the account here. The authorized people only can connect, right? So once I install the client, configure IP and port number, it will ask me to connect. You enter the username and password. Also that only authorized people connect to the VPN. Once you enter the username and password, you'll be connected to the VPN device. Then virtually you'll be shifted here. So all the communication that you are doing will not go directly to your ISP, will go to the company. Then company firewall means your company IP address will go to the internet, right? All communication that you're doing to the internet will go from here to here, then here to the internet. Get it, mind? That is called as virtual private VPN. To enable secure communication from one network to another network or one device to another device, you may have VPN, right? So you might be having question. So you know what happens? We have the same setup here, right? This 106 IP is our VPN IP. Same network we also here. Same firewall we have enabled, deploy, and firewall we have enabled the VPN feature. One moment. One moment. Same firewall, we have enabled the VPN feature, right? So what? चलो ये नहीं कर सकता मैं अभी वहीं पर दिखाना पड़ेगा, बोर्ड पे ही दिखाना पड़ेगा. You know what was happening now? Now everybody, I have created their VPN account so that they can connect and access, take the remote access of my server and do the practice. What happened is once people connect to the VPN, they're part of my network and you should take the remote access of this server to do the practice, right? But what happened is, I mean, a few years before, around 5 to 6 years before, when the internet was coming limited, yes or no, it was not unlimited. And there are some charges, huge charges on the internet if you increase the number of GBs. So what used to happen is these guys connect to the VPN, do the practice, and they forget to disconnect. They forget to disconnect the internet. Now they're watching movies on YouTube, they're downloading some files. What was the challenge for me? If they're connecting to the VPN, and downloading some movies and downloading some big files, I had a challenge. What was the challenge?
Company network use for internet access.
What was the challenge?
You will lose your bandwidth.
Other people? Why I should do something?
Data got exhausted.
सर पैसा बढ़ रहा था.
पैसा कैसे बढ़ रहा था?
सर वो यूज कर रहे थे ना आपके नेटवर्क से.
बट वो तो फेसबुक एक्सेस कर रहे हैं ना. दे आर एक्सेसिंग
मूवी.
But they are connected to their internet, right? And they're after connecting to VPN, if they access YouTube and watch the movie, what is the problem to me?
Because it is full tunnel.
Data got exhausted.
Not able to monitor.
Full tunnel VPN. They are using. They are using in the full tune VPN. The bandwidth will be consumed from both the areas, from their home network as well as VPN side.
Right. You're also right. Right. In this case, what happens is, see, he is using internet. His bandwidth definitely will go out. Where it is using that much connection is happening. Apart he is connected to my network and then going to the internet. Means my bandwidth is being consumed. Yes or no? Yes or no? So मैं देखता था यार कि 200 GB का प्लान है per month, 1000 GB, 1500 GB. I was not downloading anything. Even for VPN access and taking this remote access does not take much bandwidth. But how come this bandwidth utilized? When I see the firewall logs, I came to know, साला ये लोग तो VPN disconnect ही नहीं करते. Now you cannot ask everyone, भैया disconnect करके करो. They'll forget. People do not care about you. See, जब लोगों को जरूरत पड़ती है ना, you see this. आपकी जरूरत पड़ेगी ना, आप मुझे 10 बार कॉल करोगे, है ना? जब मेरे को जरूरत पड़ेगी तो आप you will not care about it. It's a human behavior. I'm not telling you, it's a human behavior. जब हमारी जरूरत पड़ती है तो हम मतलब गधे को बाप बना लेते हैं, है ना? जब दूसरों को जरूरत पड़ती है तो मतलब इतना we do not give the preference. So ये तो this is a human behavior. So it happens. So so what I was telling is I keep asking people, do not access the internet, do not access the internet, disconnect the VPN, disconnect the VPN. But it was happening casually. उनको पता नहीं चलेगा किसने access किया, किसने नहीं किया, because IP address is a dynamic IP, right? You can identify who has accessed, right? So now the problem was, so how I had resolved this problem permanently.
Sir, username login,
Split tunnel.
identified name.
Using the split tunnel.
Yes.
TTL timeout or something.
Split tunnel. I can enable the split tunnel feature here. Split tunnel means when you access the internal resources, request will go from here to here, and when you access anything publicly available, request will go to directly to the internet. Means tunnel will get split. This is called split tunneling. When I came to know, I had enabled this split tunneling feature on the firewall. So now they will connect to internal resources. They will go through this VPN, and they will, when they will, access any public things, request will go directly to the internet, right? This is called as SSL VPN. This VPN is called as SSL VPN. So this is mostly for remote user, and the companies are using for remote user. If any users want to connect from home, outside, mobile user means changing his location and want to connect to the company network, right? He can go with the SSL VPN, secure socket layer SSL VPN. Got in mind? SSL means secure
Socket layer.
Secure socket layer.
SSL VPN.
Is there any other technology than the SSL? As I know, all the VPN come with the SSL.
What?
My question is there anything, any VPN technology which other than the SSL? Because as per my knowledge, all the VPN work on the SSL only.
Maybe I'm not sure about. TLS, I don't think
TLS
so.
is older one. Older version.
SSL and TLS are both are the same, but
But I don't
TLS
think so.
will support
TLS
more cipher suits.
VPN does not work on it. As per my knowledge, works on SSL only. Rest, I may do the research for recent change this if any changes happen. So, anyway, for now you can do the SSL and you can do the research. I'll also check it out. I'm not sure if something has been changed. If you're telling that maybe some other technology, I may have to check it out. Okay.
So far, no other technology. That's the reason.
I mean, you asked me, so I get confused. Maybe you have seen something and you are asking. Technology gets changed. This is not the only thing that I have to teach, so that I should get myself updated. Get a lot of things like mostly we same and other thing that we get changed. We keep ourselves updated. Technology has huge things, right? To keep ourselves updated also a big challenge. So that's the reason I do not deny. In case something has came up, I may not be aware of that. I cannot deny that. So this kind of VPN we call it SSL VPN or remote access VPN, right? Generally mobile means people who are moving, working from home, connecting individually to the company network. They will use this kind of VPN where you have to install the client on your system, and then client will have you'll have to configure the IP address port number of the VPN, connect to the company network, and do your work, right? But when two offices has to be connected, when there are when two offices has to be connected, right? You understand that you have Accenture, one office is there in Mumbai and one office is in Bangalore. They have two offices. You will not believe that you are sitting in Bangalore office and your friend sitting on Mumbai office. They can talk to each other. They can ping their IP. You also got private IP. He also got private IP, and both IP can be pinged, means can communicate. How? Because network is different, right? Mumbai, the internet network, Bangalore or internet network, both are different. Both are physically separated, right? But still, they can connect. They can talk to each other like private network. Those are actually private network. How they will connect? One way is they can go with the MPLS. Means they can buy a dedicated bandwidth from ISP. भैया हमको एक dedicated pipe चाहिए जो हमारे इस ऑफिस से निकले उस ऑफिस को कनेक्ट करे. एक dedicated pipe only to you. तो का internet lease on dedicated lease line, right? You can take a lease from ISP. We also call it MPLS. So using that, two offices can connect to each other. The private cable for them. That is one way. Yes or no? To make both the offices privately connected. Of course, they're part of same network, right? Because they're connected to each other. Same network. भाई केबल चाहे बड़ा हो छोटा हो क्या फर्क पड़ता है ना? So one is MPLS. Another is the cheaper solution is site-to-site VPN. That is also called IPsec. IPsec VPN or site-to-site VPN. In that case, this VPN device firewall that you have deployed VPN device, right? On both the cases, both the site, you have deploy one VPN device here, one VPN device here. Those devices will connect each other and create a private tunnel. That is called site-to-site VPN or IPsec VPN.
Sir, in VPN data is encrypted or not?
Huh? Encrypted, of course. It's a private tunnel, right? Data will be privately, it is tunnel only. It's a VPN only. Virtual private, virtually it's a private network only. But so instead of installing, let's say you have 1,000 user here, you have 2,000 user here. Every time, instead of asking every user to install the VPN client and connect, yes or no? Better you connect two gateways with each other. Instead of having 1,000 of user here, 1,000 of user connect to each other. This user connect to this device and this user connect to this device. Let's connect these two devices only. Yes or no? So these devices will connect with each other and create a private tunnel, right? And all other users will be able to communicate using the same tunnel, right? That is called a site-to-site or IPsec. Now the question is, भाई ये company में तो समझ में आता है, right? We understand from a company perspective, these people use the VPN to connect to the company network. What about ऐसे लोग जो कंपनी में काम भी नहीं करते वो भी VPN चलाते हैं? They also use the VPN. For what purpose you use the VPN? Have you ever, anybody apart from the company VPN, anybody has downloaded VPN from the internet? What purpose? Which website you try to access? PUBG, Vietnam, or anybody else? There might be many examples which people will not like to reveal here. Yes or no?
I located in UK, but sometimes when I required something to be purchased in the INR currency, so during that time I used to log into the VPN and connect it to the Indian network. So for example, any course I wanted to buy, but when I access to the UK IP, it all shows in the pounds. But when when I connected to the
and higher cost.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? That means you are accessing some website using this public VPN, which are restricted to your location. Some websites which are restricted, which are blocked by the Indian government, or let's say you are accessing some American government website, which are not accessible in India, because they have created a website and only made it accessible to in US only. But you want to access from India, those websites which have been blocked. Okay, or those websites which are restricted in India, though we want to access it. People who
Also,
might not.
Google Pay, Indian Google Pay is restricted in UK because they have their own wallet here. So whenever I wanted to do the Google Pay transaction, I definitely has to connect with the VPN, Indian VPN. Then I have to do the transaction in the INR currency.
That's great information you have. Some people still have, but you might have different. You may have to insert a SIM also, right? Google nowadays, Google Pay or authenticate based on a SIM also. If you remove the SIM from your, from the mobile, Google Pay may not work.
Usually, I have two mobiles. One is with the Indian SIM, but the network doesn't support without the VPN connectivity from UK.
I still have a SIM, right?
Yes, SIM is available.
That's good. That's a good way because people goes outside and they are not able to use the Google Pay. मतलब यहाँ से खरीदते हो तो Google Pay कनेक्ट करते हो, पेमेंट भी वहीं से कर देते हो, है ना?
That's true. Yeah.
सर जैसा आपने बोला था कि अगर किसी वेबसाइट को ब्लॉक करते हैं जो कि चेंज होते जा रहा है उसका डोमेन नेम, तो सर आईपी एड्रेस क्यों नहीं डायरेक्टली ब्लॉक कर देते हैं ताकि सर उसके वो जितना भी डोमेन नेम चेंज करे सर वो ब्लॉक रहे?
भैया डोमेन नेम चेंज करना आसान नहीं, वो जितना आसान आईपी एड्रेस चेंज करना है.
मल्टीपल आईपी एड्रेस
आसान मतलब भैया I cannot change my domain name every time, right? But SIEM XPERT, famous company, everybody knows SIEM XPERT, everybody will search SIEM XPERT, right? If I change my domain name, people will not be able to search on the internet. ये खो जाओगे तुम पब्लिक में, क्राउड में. Yes or no?
तो सर जैसे मूवीज जहां से डाउनलोड करते हैं जो वेबसाइट होती है सर, वो हर 1-2 दिन के बाद सर अपना डोमेन नेम तो चेंज करते हैं, तो सर फिर
हर एक दिन के बाद ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, हर एक दिन के बाद
सर वो चेंज होते रहता है सर, 1 2 3 1 2 4 ऐसे चेंज होते रहता है.
नहीं, वो चेंज इसलिए करता है क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट ब्लॉक कर देती है उनको, 1 2 3 4 करते रहते नया. बट
तो सर वो आईपी एड्रेस ही चेंज ब्लॉक कर देता है.
ऐसा नहीं कि हर एक 2 दिन में कोई नहीं होता, हर एक 2 दिन में नहीं होता. आपने कभी तो 4-10 दिन में कभी किया हो तो कभी चेंज लगा होगा, बट हर एक 2 दिन में नहीं होता वो चेंज. कभी हो गया तो सर बहुत सारी वेबसाइट है ऐसी जो रेस्ट्रिक्टेड है ना. पता चला कि वो SIEM-XPERT.1 से भी लोग एक्सेस कर रहे हैं, दे केम टू नो, दे विल आस्क ISP ब्लॉक इट. उसको चल के भाई एक्सेस नहीं हो रही है, ही विल चेंज द डोमेन नाउ अगेन, तो वो चेंज करेगा. मतलब ये गेम हो रहा है, खेल हो रहा है.
तो सर आईपी क्यों नहीं ब्लॉक कर देते हैं डायरेक्ट ही?
भैया आईपी ब्लॉक
फिर वो चेंज ही नहीं कर पाएगा.
तो आईपी तो चेंज हो जाती है ना, क्यों नहीं चेंज करना पड़ेगा? सर्वर आईपी चेंज कर, आईपी चेंज करना इज वेरी इजी कंपेयर टू डोमेन. Yes or no? SIEMXPERT.com, for you it will be SIEM XPERT only. IP address I can change in the back end. Yes or no?
Okay.
दोनों काम हो सकता है. डोमेन चेंज करना is a risky decision instead of doing the IP. SIEMXPERT.com you will be able to access. You don't know what is my IP address. Today is this one, tomorrow I can change something else. That does not make any impact because people are actually not using IP address. People are accessing using domain. Yes or no? So that is not a good idea, bhai. Anytime people can access, change the IP address.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, they do not change name actually. They just change extension name.
Means I didn't get you.
Sir, they do not change domain name. They just change extension name like .media, .fyi.com,
Those are subdomains, sub URL. Sub URL based on if anybody blocks SIEMXPERT.com, while that is home.SIEMXPERT.com, training.SIEMXPERT.com. If I give star SIEMXPERT.com, everything will be blocked. Because domain is SIEMXPERT.com. So they will block the domain. So all sub URL will be blocked. Star SIEMXPERT.com तो लास्ट में ही आता है, तो स्टार देने की जरूरत ही नहीं लास्ट में, है ना. So all full URL will be blocked. Star SIEMXPERT.com star means anything before, anything after, all will be blocked. So IP address blocking हो सकता है. You could block it happen using the domain name also, but on different scenarios. Both are having different scenario.
Sir, small
guys
doubt.
Who are having office can wind up. Already 10:15. Anyways, I'm making this video live on YouTube, right? We are not having any much technical discussion here that you cannot understand. You can watch it, rewatch this video on YouTube. So don't tell me that you extended the session to 10:15. I wanted to cover, I was late today. I wanted to cover the thing, that's the reason and couple of the other discussion we also had that was the out of the syllabus.
Sir, a small question on site-to-site VPN. Sir, when we have multiple offices, so you said we'll be using the site-to-site VPN.
Yes.
So in such case, two machines can have the same IP, same internal IP.
No. Once you have site-to-site VPN connected, right? You are the part of same network. Then two machines cannot have same IP address. Should have different IP address. Somebody using different ranges also, 10 range, 192.168 range, 172.116 range, right? You have all three range, any range you can use. Of course, IP address and port number.
Hello, sir. Sir, some apps are blocked right now, so still there are .apk apps are there. So what mean the .apk? What those are apps, sir?
I didn't get your question. Voice was not clear.
अभी apps UC browser वगैरह block हुए ना सर, फिर भी हम Chrome से .apk UC browser .apk ऐप अभी भी हम को मिल सकता है ना? I mean वो .apk ऐप क्या है सर?
APK मतलब ये तो setup file है जी. See what happens is
yes sir, Android installation.
When this TikTok blocked, right? TikTok blocked. Still people had the TikTok application. TikTok block means you cannot use TikTok now anymore. But people used to connect to the VPN and use the TikTok, right? 9 लोग भी install कर रहे थे TikTok application. Yes or no?
So that's not the official.
One moment. To avoid the further installation, right? Government asked Play Store, Google, to remove the setup file itself from Google Play Store so that new people will not be able to install it. Otherwise, some unauthorized will use may happen, right? Some people will connect to the VPN and use the software. So now, see, nothing is 100%. Now Google Play Store has been, remove it. Now you can download from their website directly the APK file that you said that is for Android installation setup, right? You can download the website and you install it. By default, your Android and app stores are safe because by default they are not allowing to install any third-party app apart from Play Store or App Store. You have to download and install on your own risk. It is asking to change some setting that allow installation from outside Google Play Store or outside App Store. Then only you will be able to install it. Because whenever any apps are being published on Google Play Store or App Store, they verify what quality and what is the app about. Then only they publish it in the Google Play Store. So almost you are safe. If you're downloading outside your download, it may be a malware, right? You're not aware it may be a malware that you have installed. So that is the reason it is not recommended. So some applications which have been, like PUBG and all, which have been, removed from the Play Store, they are saying that download from a website. Rummy, बहुत सारा रमी खेलते हैं, उनका वेबसाइट से ही डाउनलोड करना पड़ता है. वो जुआ अलाउ नहीं करते ना Play Store में. You have to download from. I got a message that your account has been credited with 10 lakhs rupees yesterday. Yesterday, my wife got a message, 10 lakhs. Like she was watching a video that यार आज तो मैं 10 लाख, आज इस महीने में 10 लाख रुपए कमाया रमी खेल के. मैंने मोबाइल खरीदा, आईफोन खरीदा रमी खेल के. She said लगता है काम करने की जगह रमी और लूडो ही खेलना पड़ेगा. यार कितना बेवकूफ बनाते हैं यार ये लोग हैं. रमी खेल के 10 लाख कमाओ, आईफोन खरीदा, बाइक खरीदी, कार खरीदी, रमी और लूडो खरीद के. मतलब अब काम करना आदमी को बंद करना चाहिए, रमी और लूडो ही खेलना चाहिए. I was playing Ludo for time pass. The video. I was playing Ludo for time pass. Now I am playing the video. I started, playing with money, and I have bought the car by playing Ludo.
मतलब ड्रीम 11.
अरे सब जुआ ही है यार. ड्रीम 11 हो चाहे मतलब ऑफिशियल, मतलब लीगल जुआ है ये तो. ये सब जुआ है, लीगल जुआ. गवर्नमेंट को पैसा मिल रहा है अलाउ करने में. ये तम्बाकू, चरदा, पान मसाला. अभी देखो गवर्नमेंट ने गुटखा बंद किया. अब मैं हिंदी में बोल रहा हूँ, आई एम नॉट डिस्कसिंग एनी टेक्निकल थिंग्स हियर, सो डोंट थिंक सो आई एम यूजिंग हिंदी. तो गवर्नमेंट ने क्या है, गुटखा बंद कर दिया. गुटखा लोग खाते थूकते थे, कैंसर होता है, गुटखा बंद कर दिया. अभी गुटखा कंपनी क्या करें, गुटखा कंपनी ने पान मसाला निकाल दिया, विमल पान मसाला। पान मसाला राजश्री कितना फेमस था, गुटखा पान मसाला निकाल दिया, पान मसाला विदाउट तंबाकू। अभी वो पान मसाला के साथ एक तंबाकू के डिब्बे वो भी देने लगे, पैकेट से फ्री। मतलब है तो गुटखा ही, लेकिन अलग कर दिया उसको, पान मसाला अलग कर दिया, तंबाकू अलग कर दिया। ना गुटखा खरीदना है तो फ्री में आपको तंबाकू मिल जाती साथ में, गुटखा खरीदो तंबाकू मिला और गुटखा खा लो। है मतलब कान यहाँ से पढ़ो, वहां बड़ा बात देखी है ना। बंद करने का मतलब क्या हुआ, गवर्नमेंट भी जानती है कि तंबाकू अलग से बेचते हैं, गुटखा अलग से बेचते, वो पान मसाला से तंबाकू ही है, और एडवर्टाइज करने में भी आसान हो गया। अभी अक्षय कुमार, ये अजय देवगन है ना, अभी बताया गया था भाई कोई बॉलीवुड एक्ट्रेस इसका प्रमोशन नहीं करेगा, तंबाकू प्रोडक्ट और ये मतलब तुम्हारा ये वाइन वगैरह का। अब वाइन क्या सोडा बोल के बेच रहे हैं, है तो वाइन ही। भैया क्या सोडा खरीदते हो क्या आप, वाइन ही खरीदते हो ना, बैक पाइपर सोडा।
प्रीमियम वाटर सर,
कौन खरीदता है?
प्रीमियम वाटर बोल के बेचते हैं।
वो प्रीमियम वाटर बैक पाइप सोडा कौन खरीदता है यार, खरीदो तो दारू ही है ना। वो पान मसाला कौन खाता है? उसको तो तंबाकू मिला गुटखा ही खाते हैं लोग, है ना। तो उनको भी चांस मिल गया, हम पान गुटखा का प्रचार नहीं कर रहे हैं, पान मसाला कर रहे हैं। वो सोडा का कर रहे हैं, प्रीमियम वाटर कर रहे हैं। ये आपने बताया अभी नया आया है प्रीमियम वाटर, है ना। वो वाटर है क्या, कौन वाटर खरीदता है? तो ये तो भाई गवर्नमेंट भी जानती है, सब लोग जानते हैं, है ना। सबका फायदा है, लोग बोलते हैं सब लोग का फायदा। अक्षय कुमार, अजय देवगन, अब मैं अभी विमल बोला जुमा केसरी।
हाँ हेलो सर।
मैं भी बोलता हूँ जुमा केसरी।
हाँ सर हेलो।
हाँ यस।
ये कह रहा था सर, जो नॉर्मल राउटर होते हैं डीलिंग वगैरह के, अगर उसमें भी वीपीएन का ऑप्शन तो होता ही है ना, तो अगर उसमें हम वीपीएन कॉन्फ़िगर करते हैं तो वो सिक्योर है या नहीं?
If you have VPN feature, then you can enable it. Not every router is coming with VPN feature. Not every router is coming with VPN feature. You have to see whether your router is having VPN feature or not. Any router which are working in the layer 3 and layer 4 both may have the VPN feature, but you have to see. If you are looking for VPN feature, you have to check further the description of the vendor product that you are buying, whether it has the VPN feature or not.
नहीं, राउटर के अंदर सर वीपीएन का ऑप्शन दिया था, तो उस पे मैं वीपीएन का
है, सिक्योर ही है वो तो। हाँ वीपीएन फीचर ऐसे यूज करेगा सिक्योर अगर है तो। नॉट एवरी I mentioned that not every router has the VPN feature inbuilt.
उसको एक बार हमने उससे कॉन्फ़िगर किया और एक्सेस भी किया, लेकिन देखा फिर डेटाबेस था वो रैंसमवेयर के अटैक से इन्फेक्टेड हो गया।
अच्छा, तो डिपेंड करता है, it might have some vulnerabilities, it might have some weakness vulnerabilities, right? So buy it from the popular vendor, right? Because they update themselves. So maybe the vendor that you have bought, they are not updating or something. Vulnerability will have, right? Feature is different, and patching those devices from security vulnerability is different thing.
सर ये DSL राउटर और ADSL राउटर में क्या डिफरेंस है सर?
अब ये तो आपको देखना पड़ेगा, ये गोल करो, नहीं समझ में आया तो बताओ फिर, है ना। अब राउटिंग क्लास नहीं पढ़ा सकता यहाँ पे डिटेल, बट द राउटिंग फीचर आई हैव एक्सप्लेन यू हियर। अब DSL ADSL में क्या डिफरेंस है, इजीली कैन गेट अप गूगल इज द बेस्ट टीचर फॉर दैट।
ओके सर।
ओके, सो टाइम हो गया एक्सप्लेनिंग हाउ पीपल कैन एक्सेस द restricted वेबसाइट यूजिंग द VPN। इसका मैं कल आपको बताऊंगा। VPN विल डिस्कस टुमारो, and we'll discuss using proxy also, how you can access, how the proxy is different. Proxy and VPN is not same. You understand the difference, right? What is user proxy, what is, but proxy and VPN both have one feature using which you can access free website using proxy also, free proxy, or using free VPN also. That's the reason people get confused. Look, ये question आप पूछते हैं, सर proxy और VPN क्या difference है? Because we are accessing free website using proxy also, outside public proxy, and public VPN also you are accessing free website. And what is the difference between those? Entirely both are different technology, right? But how you can access free website, restricted website with proxy and VPN, we'll understand tomorrow. Apart from that, we'll talk about the antivirus. Now, in case your email gateway failed, malware delivered successfully, or in case your website failed, proxy failed, some website which are not being categorized by proxy vendor, Yes or no? And it is accessible for a user downloaded some malware. Now the endpoint security. Now we have to talk about the endpoint security. Means when your malware reached the endpoint. As of now, we are talking about the network security devices. Now we'll be talking about the endpoint security. Means network security device failed to detect it. Now your attack, your malware reached to the endpoint. So we should have some devices, right? Some security control in case these devices got failed and malware reached to a endpoint, how we can still secure it. We'll talk about the endpoint security device that is called as antivirus. Apart from that, we'll talk about IPS and IDS, how it works and what is the difference between the IPS and IDS. These are the basic network security device that we will discuss so far, right? Then we'll talk about the SIEM. Even though we have the various security devices, still we are not secure, our network is not secure. Then how our SIEM is going to help you in this case? Everyone? So hey guys, we'll wind up for the day. We'll connect tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, Thursday, right? We'll connect tomorrow 8 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
कोई विमल पान मसाला तो नहीं खाता है यहाँ पे? बैक पाइप और सोडा सोडा वाले तो बहुत होंगे। विमल पान मसाला कम चलता है, सोडा ज्यादा पीते लोग आजकल। लेटेस्ट लोग है ना।